He was born in a private zoo in Armenia. When it closed down, all of the other animals were taken, but Reuben was left behind. We were told that there just wasn't room for him, so he was on his own for over 5 years in that zoo. Just concrete and bars. People were putting food through the bars, but there was really nothing else for him.
Suddenly, his world went silent. These are animals that get a lot from talking to each other. A lion's roar can travel about 6 miles.
When he roared, no one roared back. So he just gave up on roaring, which was one of the saddest things.
It seems incredible just to leave a single animal behind when a zoo was being emptied. We've got this lion sanctuary in Africa, and so we began the process of funding someone to remove him from the zoo and then getting him to Africa.
It's a long journey, about 15 hours. We were very lucky when Qatar Airlines Cargo offered him a flight.
You can see here some of the logistics that go into moving these animals. This crate's needed to be built here in Armenia. Our biggest concern was the heat. We built a crate in Armenia, painted it white to reflect the sun as much as possible.
We sprayed the inside of the crate with lavender and Feliway, the hormone that the cats like, keeps them relaxed and keeps them happy. He had to be sedated to put him into the crate.
We travelled on the same flight but above him. We normally travel with big numbers of cats. We've flown 33 lions in one go, but this occasion we were with the passengers above. No one else knew there was a lion in the hold below us. I don't know what they'd have made of that. He travelled really well. He seemed to know something good was happening.
The magic moment was when he walked out of his crate and he touched his first grass. You could see him almost thinking, what is this? He looked up into the sky. It will have been the first time he saw the sun over his head. He could move around. He saw birds for the first time flying over his head. He sat down and the wind was blowing through his mane and he was holding his head up to the wind and just enjoying it.
Reuben's home in Africa. He's very engaged and interested in the toys and the bags. Maybe his first toy. When we saw him in Armenia, his whole face was anxious. He was difficult to get near. And that changed instantly in South Africa. A defensive lion has just sort of melted with being back in his homeland and seeing and hearing the other lions. There's Reuben. And there's Ray, and there's Simba. He sits and watches his neighbours. And they were rescued from a circus in Peru. Nearly all of the lions here across the world to find a place of safety at the ADI Wildlife Sanctuary. There's lots of reasons why he couldn't go back to the wild.
He is too old now, so he'll stay on the sanctuary. We just want him to enjoy life. He has his rights. He can choose what he wants to do. We've built a special needs type enclosure for him. We'll keep him on his own until we feel more certain about his health condition. He has started a little roar, just getting to know everyone. In the future, there might be an older female lion or another lion who might make a good companion, but that's a very slow and careful process.
The resilience to survive it is something we can all learn from, because it's kind of the human equivalent of you're living your daily life and suddenly you're kidnapped by somebody with no prospect of getting out. And somehow he survived that with all of this love of life intact. It is crushing what people do to these animals, but when you get a chance to turn it back, it's absolutely wonderful.